Question 1148. What color is America?
God.
It's like
booger green.
50% blue, 50% red.
50%
It's booger
Green.
green.
It's booger green.
Booger green. That's the color of
Yep, I
America
agree.
right now.
Jenny.
I agree.
I'd say somewhere
What
between.
are you talking about? Like if you had like a. Sorry,
I'd say
Ted.
somewhere between booger green and festering pustule yellow.
Are you guys
No,
saying
no,
green
no.
because it's gross?
I'm on the other side of the color wheel. I'm
What?
going to go with like almost like a reddish purple, like a dark reddish purple. I don't really have a name for the color exactly, more maroon, but purplier, closer to what we have.
I have a description for that. That's infected penis head.
Yeah.
And you know this how?
I biology originally was my first degree, so I know everything that can kill me, particularly of the sexual orientation. And until you looked up elephantitis of the testicles, you haven't lived. So.
Oh, everyone's seen that video of the guy who like sits on his balls like it's a chair. I mean, I feel bad for that guy.
What?
No? But no, just wait. Let me catch up with the chat quickly. Right. Ox says light brown. Your mum says purple. Cynthia McDonald says green. And Jer says brown like shit. Mum says that is an awesome question, and I'll say purple.
Color.
Jens says muddy brown, but Trump thinks it's white. Ugh. Spooky says off-white. Your mum says white with a hint of orange.
Why would you say white though? What?
I think they're getting onto the race question.
Yeah.
Which is slightly disturbing right now.
Yeah.
Brainbug says green. We're trying to go with the abstract concept, but I really know where you're coming from. Stool says sun-dried jizz. What?
Wait a minute. Does nobody has a positive like color? Like it's not like
at the moment.
It's
beautiful.
Fuchsia with
I mean,
glitter.
Americans
love the gays. Rainbow glitter, that's what it is.
What'd you say, Mel?
Rainbow glitter. It's fuchsia with rainbow glitter because America loves the gays.
Is that how you feel about it?
No. We're booger green, and we're trying really hard to.
My goodness, if I thought America was like rainbow happy, like man, that'd be awesome. But like, come on,
I know we would have better.
I mean, obviously, it's not a rainbow. It's like shit. It's shit brown. Okay, that's my answer.
We're fighting explosive diarrhea right now, and booger like snot. It's like
maybe
ends,
green diarrhea.
It's projectile diarrhea.
It's projectile diarrhea and snot at the same time. It's not pretty.
Oh my god! I gotta go. Right, Brainbug says white. Cold as fuck says I know the answer, but I don't think I should say. What?
Who here has ever been hit by projectile diarrhea?
Projectile diarrhea.
Hit by it.
I haven't been hit by it, but I've actually been a person.
I have changing a diaper.
I mean, I hit myself in the leg with projectile diarrhea myself, but I wasn't. Does that count as hit by?
No, well, it was so. It was so bad it was my cleavage.
Oh.
What?
I was changing a diaper and I got hit by shit, and it was all in my cleavage. It was that bad.
Oh my god!
I swear.
Ox says red for the blood on its hands. Santi says sod off Dave. What did I do wrong? Harmonica Man says the colour of stupid. Apparently Stool says sun-dried jizz was positive. And
the color is stupid?
The colour of stupid.
Orange.
Aunt Jar says I changed my answer to burnt orange. Yeah, Cynthia says, should have answered literally, racially, or politically. Well, I was trying to do it metaphorically.
I mean, come on, white is like the worst answer to that question. Like.
It is very much the worst answer to that question. The problem is that right now it does seem that half of America fucking thinks that.
Yeah, that's true.
The DNA test solves it for me. So half black, weirdly, Irish and Spanish, and brown is beautiful. Fair enough. Jen says America is definitely not rainbow at all. Neither is the UK. I think the UK is doing better than America at the moment, but not by much. Harmonica Man says
I can't.
Go on. Chris?
Oh, I was saying, I can't think of another country in the world that's like worse than America right now.
Right now,
No, I'm not. Like, honestly.
Oh no, North Korea. Right? I would say North Korea.
In terms of what? In terms of what?
Maybe North Korea. I've been to India. It's fine. We don't have all that. There's not all that bullshit where like 50% of the people are idiots.
Well, right now there's a problem going on in India with a lot of the religious tension between the Muslims and the Hindus over there. They've got quite a nationalistic movement thing going under Modi. So.
Yeah. Of course,
both sides.
Is it even close to 50-50 though? That's the problem with America. Is like.
No, that's why they're more
50,
genocidal.
like,
they're not 50-50. They can kind of cut the majority, so it has more genocide potential. That's
well,
the danger.
okay, yeah. That makes sense, Chad. Okay.
You win. Right, Up says, use toilet paper, pecan tan. Ricardo says, America doesn't have a colour. It's a colour wheel, 50 segments being held in place at the moment by an orange pin.
Oh my god.
Stool says burnt pubes. Ox says eggshell white better. No, not really.
Burnt pubes.
That's more of a smell
Rainbow
than it is a color.
Rainbow, yes.
Or a sensation.
Rainbow says, are you assuming people are putting white for racial reasons? Yes. If you have a non-racial reason for saying white, what is it?
Oh my
god.
If you burn pubes, it goes from like, well, if you're like me, it goes from like black to white at the end.
2 seconds.
Have you burned your pubes? That's my question now. I need to know, Chris. Have you like burned your pubes for science?
No, but when I was a stupid kid, I burnt my hair on purpose, and then jumped into a pool. And like what happened was
you set your hair on fire.
Was like
you're saying.
It stayed like but it like stayed black, but the end turned white. So that means the color of burnt pubes is black and white. And then the smell was.
What if your pubes are red? What color would it be?
Red.
We're going to have to ask Math Pig.
Math Pig has
smells
red
really
pubes.
bad. It smells really bad. Burning hair is
burnt hair is nasty. Yeah.
Godless Sewing says, I think a DNA test would help shut up most racists in America. Unfortunately, it wouldn't. I watched a white supremacist read their DNA test results, and they basically now think that the companies are lying to them to promote their agenda.
Was that the one on Trisha?
No.
Okay.
So it's weird because the people I interact with, I'm like an 8th Cherokee Native American. I have English and Irish descent, but it's like people don't think about the fact that America is very much a melting pot. But they don't think about their heritage, and they think, oh well, I'm super freaking white. I'm like, well, yes, I look super freaking white, but my great grandmother hid under the bed while her like family was. I'm not even gonna get into all that, but anyway. But it's just it's like they completely forget and neglect their own personal heritage, and it's something like people of color don't really have because the slavery thing and being brought over here. It makes me nuts. I'm not gonna bring down the thing, but it just makes me so mad.
Well, like Mel, America is definitely a melting pot. Like I used to live in like China, and I live in Vietnam now, and they're only like I would say like 0.5% of the people here are white, or less than that, probably 0.1%. It's like very racially it's
homogeneous.
Not a melting pot at all, right? Yeah. So yeah, America is a melting pot. You do have that mix. I think that's a good thing about America.
I mean that, and people forget that. They're like, "Well, I'm white, and I'm like this part of this masterism." But are you though? It's like you got Native American, and you're going on. There's stuff going on here. You're a culmination of people moving to a completely different continent in order to better their lives. That's way.
Are you talking about like genetics? Kind of like how like.
No. I want to jump in here quickly if I can, just because
a little bit.
In Canada, maybe we have a slightly different perspective, but there's always this big idea that America is the melting pot. But even going through like junior high, elementary school, through social studies, we were always taught that America was the melting pot and Canada is the mosaic. The idea is that like when you go to America, you're supposed to be American. What is that? So
yeah,
it's this idea of getting rid of one's own culture and ignoring that in the favor of adopting the white supremacy in some sense. This is the status quo, adopt it please. And that's kind of more of a modern lens on it. But really this idea of a melting pot is about, hey, let's take your culture and get rid of it and make it nice and monogamous. It's not the best idea in the world.
That's certainly fair. And
but America is more of a melting pot than almost any other country in the world, I would say. Maybe like Singapore is more diverse, or
I think the idea is that, you know, trying to take what you can from the best backgrounds that you have in order to build a life that you can, you know, do in whatever country. But I don't know. I sit here and I look at my ancestry and I'm like, okay, I have, you know, relatives who are descendants of Sir Walter Raleigh, and then I have like Cherokee Indians, and I have all of these other things. But that's nice and that's great that I have that heritage, but what I do with that, what does that actually mean? That I make myself some kind of superior person because I'm white and I do these things. It seems like it's very arbitrary.
Well, the further the way you get from those particular individuals that you can cite, the less it means. Okay.
I mean,
I want to go back into my ancestry. We have written records that my earliest relatives on this continent were some of the fur trappers up in Canada.
I mean, so it's like.
But am I Canadian? No.
It's weird. So it's like,
yes.
If you go back far enough in my ancestry, we started as Irish, but we also have Scottish roots. And so it's like you have that on just one side.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a Polish side. And then I also have a Native American side. And so it's like you have all this, but after a while, what does that actually mean? I could actually, you know, qualify for benefits because I'm an 8th Cherokee. My great grandmother was a Cherokee Indian. I visited her and she was really old, whatever. But it's like, what does that mean? It doesn't really hold a lot of weight outside of, you know, your heritage, which is really important. But what do you do with that?
Well, it's up to how it makes you feel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I come from a family where on one side I can trace them all the way back to like the 1400s, and then there's another branch of the family where it's my mom, my grandmother, then question mark, but on her dad's side don't even know who he was, one night stand, you know. So she spent all of her life longing to have a dad, and I spent all of my life longing to know who my granddad was, where did we come from, because I felt like I have no identity. Like I did one of those DNA tests, and I made up of every freaking thing you possibly think of. You know.
Like what?
Okay. But don't worry. I want to try and bring it back to the question.
How dare you?
Dave, you just need to start talking about racism and shit because the answer to the question that the audience said was white.
But the worst thing is, the first person that said white, has pointed out that they didn't mean it in a racial sense. They meant
what the hell do they mean?
They meant in the sense that they weren't going to give it over to the red or the blue.
What about the second person?
You're talking about red, blue, Republican, Democrat?
Yes. So as opposed to it being red, white, and blue.
Oh, why wouldn't you then you just mix? What happens if you mix red and blue?
No. America is talked about as being the red, white, and the blue.
You play with Play-Doh, you
Okay.
get brown.
Oh, okay,
Don't play
fine.
that game.
So it's just a misunderstanding. But yeah, so yeah, we're just talking about like racist stuff.
No,
Yeah,
but
let's
don't forget,
keep
there's been lots of discussion about racism and the whiteness because of this within the chat.
Well,
We haven't
just thought
gone off
white
on a
was
wild sense. I just have to try and catch up.
Everything is effed up. I'm trying not to drop an F-bomb on your channel, Dave.
You can say fuck as much as you want.
I did one like an hour ago.
God the Sewing says America's colour is racism.
Yeah.
Santi says heritage is completely pointless. I mostly agree with that.
Dave, why do you ask these questions that don't have like the correct answer? Like this wouldn't be like a good trivia night.
No, it's not trivia.
This is college, Chris. This is just like college.
The best questions don't have answers. The best questions are the ones you find answers to. Come on, what's your part?
I don't know what college is.
You just don't know what college is. That's
Right, we need to do
College
another
is-
question, otherwise we're not going to end.
College is
Okay,
going
We
yeah.
need to end soon.
4 to 8
This
years.
is Dave's
How-
fault. It's Dave's fault. We're gonna blame.
I
Dave
go with
for
shit
everything.
brown. I go with shit brown because America's a big mess right now.
Diarrhea green.
Right,
Shit green. Okay.
if you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.